Okay, so today's topic is how to utilize reports and lists to maximize impact during open enrollment, targeting your leads and your clients in a strategic way. So let me first close a few things out. Okay, save this. And all right. All right, hopefully you can all see my screen now. The first thing, oh, shoot, what just happened? I tried to let somebody in and something went wrong. I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, we're back. So, any questions, please put them into the chat. And we're such a small group, I'll be able to get to all of your questions on this topic. Okay, so the first thing that you can do, just so you know, if you're going to be doing in-person meetings, you can go to your leads and client list and use this little find clients option. Instead of name, search by zip and enter the zip code that you'll be visiting, search now. And then if you are on the basic plan, just click into the first person in the list's name and then call them. See if they can come, meet with you. And then just when you're done, you hit next. So it's up here in the upper right-hand corner. So underneath their name and over here, there's next or previous. Then call that person, go on to the next person in the list. If you have the AMS plan, which has our full VoIP dialer, you can simply hit call list with dial queue and it will roll those calls for you. So that's one way that you can just quickly call your people. Another thing, just always remember to reset filters after you're done. You can also, if you wanted to see like, okay, who all has PDP plans that are active. So if I wanted to search by their coverage type of their policy, I think I've called it Drug RX in my case. And maybe you want to even look and see a specific carrier that you have. You can cross-reference this list very quickly and then just do a call campaign based from here. You can also go down to reports. So that filter list is great for leads, clients, any other record types if you have custom record types on your plan. So we've got custom record types, statuses, saved reports is where we're going to spend the most time today. And you also have appointment reports, policy, call logs, SMS delivery, revenue reports, video conference if you have that feature, call recordings, and contract reports if you have that agent feature. It's an agent recruitment feature on the AMS Plus side. Okay, on the AMS side, I should say. So now we're going to go to saved reports. One report that you might want to do is aged leads. So I've already built this in the earlier session today, so let me just edit it. This would be for leads. We're going to name it so we know what the report is called. And then we're going to make it visible to either private, admins only, or all users. If it's for all users, they can then use this for their leads and clients. Now, they won't be able to see all of the policies and all of the records that are for other people if you've only given them permission to their own leads and clients. So even though it's for all users, they'll only be able to see what records they have been assigned to see in the permission section. And the permissions is all in account my information or manage users, I should say. But so don't worry about it. If you give them permission to see this report, they'll only be able to see the assigned records that they have permission to see. but if you just want to run this for yourself, keep it private. So this is for leads, and we can have it for like a specific status, or we could even just have it so that way it's just for all of the leads with the create date. So I'm going to choose a specific create date of maybe all of my leads that I captured since 1/1/2022 up until another specific date. So anybody that I haven't worked with in the past 2 months, I'm going to consider an aged lead. And then I'm going to go down here to the next. And then I can sort it by last name if I wanted. If I sorted by last name, I need to add in last name as a field. Otherwise, I cannot pull a last name sort order. And then I can do first name and add that in. I think I already have it in here, so I'm going to delete that. So, and you can rearrange things. So last name is first, first name. And then we might have, for this, we might also do something where we put in their phone. We want to see their phone. I don't care about their record ID at this point. They're an aged lead, so I don't really care about their carrier product status. Maybe I do, but who the assigned agent for that person was when I got them in last. And then maybe their county. Maybe that's important to know. So we're going to grab in all this information and then submit it. So now if I go to that report and I run it, oh, no matching records were found. Give me a sec. Which one did I just do? Let me run this report. Here we go. So here's some people. I did the wrong kind of report. Sorry. Okay, here are some age leads. So we have the last name, and so it's sorting by Ann, body, etc. Person, sample, Smith, Stevens. So it's alphabetical by last name because that's the sort order that we gave it. And then their status, their state, their county, their phone, email, last called, last note. These are all fields that I added into this report. And if you're on the AMS plan, you can automatically call this whole list. You can just hit this little call list with dial Q. If you're in the basic plan, still no worries. You click in, you call them, then you hit next. So you can still call these people from that report just using that next or previous. Okay, it will take you out of the report, but it still is going to hold that list for you. Let me just delete this report so I'm not so confused by the multiple reports that I have. Okay, you can also download this CSV file. You can email it if it's a large one. You can even schedule the report to be generated at a certain time. So maybe you want this report every Friday to be sent to you. And you can have multiple people that this gets sent to. So every Friday or every first day of the month, whatever it is you want, you just hit create report schedule and that will get emailed to you. Okay. So that first report that I showed you is just an aged leads report. You can also then run that report and then maybe bulk update them. So that way you can change their status back to new lead to start working them completely fresh. Or maybe you create another campaign that's really specific that you want to include them in. So maybe it's simply just adding in a tag of annual review needed, for example. So you can use the bulk update feature with that report to re-trigger a campaign or to add them into a new campaign. Before I move on to another kind of report, are there any questions on that aged leads report? Okay. The next kind of report that I want to cover is more about tracking policies. And this is, so we're going to create, let me just delete some stuff here because I've got a lot of these sales reports that I've created and I just don't want to keep running into showing you the wrong data because I named everything the same. Okay. So when your agents are selling applications or selling policies, they should be capturing the policy data in the policy field. One thing that they really should do is make sure that they're tracking the app submit date. So the effective date is when the policy goes in force. So most of this during open enrollment would be 1/1/2025. However, you want to get credit for the fact that you did that sale this week. So app submit date is a way to track that. So let's go into this other person. I'm going to add in a policy for him. I'm going to say he's MedAdvantage, active, Aetna. His effective date is going to be 1/1/2025. And his app submit date is today. Save. So now if I build a report, sorry, if I go to reports, saved reports, and I build a weekly report, I would make this available to all users because I want them to get motivated of how many policies they are selling. I would include client policies and lead policies. Why would I do that? A lot of people forget to convert their leads to clients, and this will help you see if you missed any conversions. You will not also select clients and leads because then that would also bring in another row of client data and lead data that is not related to the policy itself. So in this case, you're going to choose client policies and lead policies. I think I mentioned this before, but the reason I've got all these other custom types is because I'm on the AMS plan and I can create custom record types and agent recruitment. So just ignore those for now. We're just selecting client and lead policies. Now I'm going to scroll down and I'm looking for that app submit date. That's what I want to use. It's right here. And I'm going to say from the first day of the week to the last day of the week, I want to know how many apps were sold. So that's my filter. It's simply client and lead policies with the app submit date of first day of the week to the last day of the week. I then hit next. Now, I will want to use these groupings this time. The reason why is because I want to know which agent is selling the most deals. So the sort order is also going to be by agent. So the grouping, you could also do it by like carrier name if you wanted. So you could see which carrier is doing the best for your business line. Those groupings are for like bar charts or pie charts. They're not really for lists so much, but still, they can help. But I'm going to sort it by assigned agent because that's my most critical factor. And the total column, it will tally up the number of records for that assigned agent or that carrier. So we can do it by number of records. We could also do it by commission, renewals, or premiums, but I'm going to choose number of records because I'm concerned with how many applications my agents are putting through. Then anything that's in this top section must be in this bottom section. So I'm going to add in where it says select fields to add, I'm going to add in assigned agent. Even though I see carrier product status down here, I'm still going to add carrier name because it's kind of a separate field. So you're going to add both of those in. Now on this report, I don't really need to know their record status. I don't need to know their city. I might want to know their state, not their zip, maybe their county. And this looks good for me. Maybe I want to know, did the person track the effective year properly? So you can use this for data validation as well to make sure that they have the carrier, the product, the status, the effective year, any critical details that you need your agents to be tracking. So that way you can do commission reconciliation for these policies. Okay, so then we're going to hit submit. Now I'm going to look for my weekly sales report. And I'm going to say, what do you want to do? Well, the first easy thing is you can hit run and see your weekly sales report. Great, I've sold 2 products. But that's not my goal. I don't want to do that. So I can also manage a goal so I can motivate my agents. So if I hit manage goal, I can go here and the goal description will be 20 apps per week. The value is 20 and the start is first day of the week to the last day of the week. Update that goal. Now I can view the goal chart. And I am way down. My actual is 10%. And because it's the end of the week today, I'm projected to just be at 10% of my goal. So I am off track. I can push this to my dashboard as a way to motivate my agents. I would go to settings, then to dashboard, settings. And down here, I'm going to add in my weekly sales report. And I can list it as a goal chart. If I want to add it in as full width, so that way it's, large and I can see, which agent is doing what, like which agent is the best. If I've got like a large agency, if I've got more than like 4 people, use full width. And then I can also add it in as well as a list report. So that way I can see all of that data, not just the summary, the tallies for that goal. So I'm going to hit submit. And now if I go to the dashboard and I scroll down, I will see, that's my appointment. Sorry, I've got a lot of reports on here. My weekly sales report. And I will see below it also my data validation aspect. So their clients, so good. That's great because that means that I've converted them to a client properly. I see their name, their state. I'm missing their county. That's important information, especially if you do Medicare. So I would have your agents go into that person and add in that county. Carrier product status. If any of those were missing, again, I would tell your agent, get in there, fix it. Effective date, carrier name, assigned agent, right? So this is a way for you to track exactly what your agent's goals are, and also a way for you to see the data validation as well. You will need to notice that here it will only generate this once per day. So if I add another sale in here, remember there are only 2 right now. So if I go back to that dashboard, it's only going to generate that kind of once per day automatically. So it tells you when it last generated it. And now if I just hit this little refresh button down here, now the 3rd one is in there. So just be aware of that. And even still down here, I would still have to refresh that report. The reason is because if you have a very large team and a lot of clients and leads, the amount of memory that this dashboard would be taking to run the reports continually would just be too much, which is why you just need to hit that little refresh button. I see some questions. Laura, you should have the option to add in county unless you're not an admin. You would go to settings and then you would go to states and counties, go to counties, and then you would import the counties. So I'll send you the article on that because you want it to be very specific. The reason why county is such a weird field is because it actually impacts a lot of commissions for insurance agents. So if you spell the county wrong, the commission, it basically, our system allows you to have the product set up in a way that the commission and the product can be impacted by the county that your person is in. So that's why we have it so specifically. And yes, we have a list of the counties to import. So if you go to Help app and you go to counties, all of them are there for you. And you can just copy and paste them. But add county, I think here's the article that explains it all because it's kind of annoying. But the reason why it's, you know, specific is because you want that product association to the county and the data validation needs to be exact. If it's not exact, then it's gonna mess up the way that your product availability is available. So anyway, any other questions on the reports? No, you don't copy and paste. You'll have to look at that article because I want to stick on the topic of the reports right now. I shouldn't have veered off, but the article will give you more information. You have to go state by state, but not one by one. Okay. So we've covered saved reports and the filter lists from the lead and the client page. There are other reports that you can do, like product update reports and so on. I feel like we probably should not get into that right now. That's usually something that I cover during the AAP debrief, but that is available for you on the Help app. So update policies with using saved reports to update policies is here. So if you do need help with that and you're an active client with us, you can always join a work session and I can assist you. But yeah, so you can build as many saved reports as you want. Another really nice thing down here for targeting your leads and your clients is we do have this date of birth option that a lot of people don't notice. So you can do a specific date of birth range, but let's say you want to do like a late retirement or something like that, like a late retirement report or a turning 72 report, I've heard a lot. So you can then say, I want to know people who are turning 72 180 days from now until 1 day from now. And then it will generate a list of all the people who are turning 72 that within that time frame. And from a saved report, I know that that wouldn't generate anything, so I'm not going to run that report. But you can do a bulk update from a saved report for leads or clients. You cannot do a bulk update from client policies. So just be aware of that. Like policies cannot be bulk updated, but the leads and the clients themselves can. You also can run an unsubscribed email report. You can show who has phone numbers, who doesn't, who has a cell phone number, who doesn't. You also have options for like, you know, searching custom fields. So there's a lot of feature availability within this just one saved report option here. Are there any reports that people have been having challenges with that maybe I can speak to? Okay, then otherwise I'm just going to show you how to bulk update using this. So let's say that I ran this age lead report, and I wanted to bulk update them. Select all, bulk update. And I'm going to change their status back either to new lead, or maybe I'm going to tag them with that AEP review needed to trigger that workflow campaign. So just remember, saved reports, not only are they, a great way to pull a call queue or to see the information and make sure, your agents are entering things in well, but you can also take action on those reports easily by using bulk update if it is a lead or a client record. The last report that I'll cover today is the SMS delivery. The reason I want to cover this is that with all of the new text regulations, which we covered a little bit on Tuesday, it is important to keep track of all of your reports of your automated campaigns for SMS block rates. So if you run a report on your SMS workflows, so you could be specific and be like, oh, for my AEP review clients, what's my block rate? And then if you're getting a lot of blocks or unsubscribes, you can have it so that way you can see this. You would see like a high number here, and then you'd be like, I need to change that. I need to make a change to my workflow so that my block rate lowers. So this is also a very important piece of this. It's not exactly targeting leads, but what it is doing is allowing you to really make sure that you can use the system to its fullest extent by making sure that your text capabilities are going to be intact. Because if you get blocked by too many people, your text messages are surely going to be blocked by that carrier, not just that one person. Okay, any questions on reports? For the people who joined late, I just want to also revisit the fact that a thing that some people don't utilize very often, which I think is very helpful, is you can use this find leads or clients, zip, type in the zip code that you're going to be in tomorrow, and then call those people for like a, hey, I'll be in your neighborhood tomorrow. Do you want to meet type thing? I mean, I don't think that you can do that with Medicare. Maybe you can do it with ACA, but nonetheless, if you are doing in-person appointments and you wanted to target it by that zip code, or if you are targeting a specific county or a specific carrier, this filter list is really, really helpful. So if you wanted to see everybody, all of your leads that were interested in BCBS, that way you can target those leads specifically using just the filter list. I'll hit reset filters every time, so that way I see my full lead list at the end. Any last questions? Okay. Well, next week we have the client work sessions. So please do come with specific needs that you have. I'll stop recording.